Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Jared. How are you?
I'm doing good. As sometimes goes, I may have a new food adventure, perhaps.
Okay. No, perhaps as in like, yes.
Well, the problem is, first off, like one of our really good friends is an amazing cook. So he's always getting new things. And then this actually stemmed from when we went back to Missouri. So my brother, we visited with them, he has a pellet grill like I do, but he got like a pizza oven attachment thing inside of it. And they do like pizza nights every Friday night with their family. So they made pizzas and it was really good. I was like, that's a good idea. Then I kind of forgot about it. And then my buddy, we've been busy. And then my buddy that I went to Halloween Horror Nights with, one of the reasons he went is because he was picking up this pizza oven in Orlando, and it's like a legit Italian-made pizza oven. And then, so we got that, and then I had some pizza off of it, and I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. So then I got to look in pizza ovens. I didn't get a really expensive one, but I got one that I'm going to try out and see. So there's a pizza oven on the way.
Woo-hoo.
And
I'm excited.
well, I love pizza. It's one of my favorite foods, obviously, but it's very like carb heavy, so I don't eat it a lot. But there are some pretty good recipes out there I found for like low carb doughs and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. So. I mean, this is a great thing for everybody, not just you, but we all get to benefit.
Well, true, and you can also cook other things inside of it. Like you can use it to like sear steaks and stuff like that. Like you can do different things because they get up to like. I think you're supposed to cook the pizzas at like 800, 900 degrees.
Dang.
Really hot. So, yeah, that's the latest in the food adventures. I will update to let everybody know how that goes. But
Jared's just slowly acquiring different ways to make meats and pizzas.
Yeah. Well,
like, I want this.
You know, the thing is like, and we've talked about this before, like we don't eat out a lot for numerous reasons. One of which is growing up, I didn't eat out a lot. I know you did more.
All the time. All the time.
But like we're so busy, and then like when we eat out when we go to Disney or Universal, like the parks to review stuff.
Right.
But with kids, and our daughter's eating more, but she's rather picky. It's just kind of a whole thing to go out to eat. And honestly, I've really enjoyed learning like making it home. And I know this isn't gonna come out as a shock, but like it's gotten so expensive to eat out now. Whereas I think I can actually make food that's just as good, if not better, at home. And I enjoy.
Oh my gosh, your steaks.
Right. And
they're so good.
And well, thank you. And I enjoy the process of it. So I'm just like, making a family thing and stuff like that. So I don't know. To me, I just like doing that. And I would rather spend like, the money we may have spent going out to eat can get like a pizza oven and make pizzas. I don't know.
I like it. It's genius.
We'll see. I mean, I bought it from Amazon, so if I don't like it, I can send it back. It's the beauty of Amazon.
Love it.
Yeah. But
well, cool.
So that's what's going on. I will update. Probably, especially in Club 32. Let everybody know. It should be here Friday or Saturday. But
speaking of Club 32.
Well, that is a perfect segue into Club 32. If you would like more content, like perhaps me unboxing, setting up my pizza oven, all that stuff, and everything else, live streams that we do all the time, then you should look at joining Club 32, which is our private group where we have extra content like Cool Kids Kitchen, where we do a monthly live stream where we make a dish typically from Disney or Universal. We made Gideon's cookies last time. Turned out pretty good. We have the Club 32 show, which we live stream every Tuesday. We just hang out and chat with everybody. There is the Club 32 Speakeasy. There's the private podcast feed, the private Facebook group, and Discord. And we're always doing news things. We're going to do some trivia coming up. You get 20% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products. And it's a great group to hang out with. Plus, we got the meetups coming up in November and January. So if you're interested in joining there and you just want to contribute to the show, you can go to ctmvip.com, and we have monthly or yearly options. And you can even do a free trial. So if you want to go check it out again, ctmvip.com is where you go for that. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're listening to us on podcast, we'd greatly appreciate it if you'd leave us a review. Helps us to continue to grow the show. Whatever platform you listen on, we would greatly appreciate it. So, all right, well, let's get into the news, and then we're going to talk about our topic today, which is rope dropping Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
So first, we're going to do the news. So the first bit of news we have is that the Disney 100 celebration has started at Epcot as of last Friday.
Yeah, so we had actually plans to go to Epcot and actually experience all this stuff. It didn't happen for various reasons.
That never happens with us. We always
Listen.
have plans, and it goes perfectly as planned, and then we execute those plans. At least in my mind, that's what happens.
You know what? Stuff happens. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so we didn't get to experience the stuff yet, but we're just going to talk about it real quick. So the new Walt Disney World ambassadors were announced on that day. The new Mickey, I guess it's like just a silver statue, is now in place in front of the 100 statue, which is kind of cool. So it's a good photo spot. And it has it was all started by a mouse little banner thing on it. There's a new meet and greet with Mickey and Minnie dressed in their 100th anniversary celebration outfits. There is the character wall mural on the path between Imagination Pavilion and World Showcase right there. It's pretty long. Soarin' over California has returned to Soarin' for a limited time. There's a new Spaceship Earth light show that begins at sunset and occurs every 30 minutes, and it uses a Wish Upon a Star as some of the music. So I'm excited to see that. And there were 4 new Food and Wine Festival booths that opened: Swirled Showcase, Wine and Wedge, Char and Chop, and Bubbles and Brine. I want to talk about this Bubbles and Brine one real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
Okay.
So the one of the dishes they have is jumbo shrimp cocktail. It's 2 big pieces of shrimp with cocktail sauce, and like it looks like a lemon, and it's just, that's it, right? 2 pieces of shrimp, $14.
I mean, how big are these shrimp?
I mean,
I've seen pictures, actually. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I mean, like,
But
they're big.
For the audience, they're big, but I mean,
$14.
$7 per shrimp is pretty steep.
I saw that and I was like, that's a joke, right? That's not real. But then again, whatever. People paid for it. Guys, they got it. So I guess they sell them. I don't know. For me, a person that doesn't like seafood that much, I shudder at spending $14 for 2 pieces of shrimp. Even if it's amazing, I really do.
I would agree. I'm
sorry.
I'm not the biggest foodie in that realm. I mean, there's always at Food and Wine, there's good values and not so great values, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Things,
I just wanted to point that out because I did see it.
Maybe they should just do that dish and just say it's like market price, like they do at the fancy restaurants.
Oh,
Like
they
you don't
do.
really know till you pay.
Market price.
Just as market
Yes.
price, which could be. I mean, in your own head, you could be thinking $30 and like 24, and you're like, oh, that's way cheaper.
Yeah.
But then you could go the inverse way.
Why do restaurants put prices on menus anyway? Just order what you want to order and then just be surprised when you get the bill.
That's what you want to do?
I'm just saying, like restaurants.
I mean,
why don't they do that?
There are restaurants that operate this way. They are restaurants that are far beyond my palate growing up of Applebee's.
Oh, Applebee's.
I'm just saying they were restaurants that exist this way. Whereas Applebee's, you're very tied to that price, to that menu.
Oh.
I feel like if you went into Applebee's, they had no price attached to the menu. It would just be mass chaos. You would just see like it'd be that scene like where in Lethal Weapon was like everything's fine here. There's just people throwing chairs and stuff's getting lit on fire, and it was just they just messed up on the menus. But that's a long way of saying I agree with you. $14 for 2 pieces of shrimp. I don't know how we got the other way, but that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. There's also the Epcot Reimagined merchandise collection, I guess, that's and creation shop now. So if you want some of that merchandise, that's there. They're still doing Moana, the Journey of Water preview for annual pass holders. That's still going on until I think next week is the last week, and then it fully opens on the 16th. So that's going on as well. And for annual pass holders, you can pick up that Oswald magnet, which we haven't done yet, but we want to. So
yes, this was your
Lots
Epcot. This was your Epcot update segment.
literally,
That was everything going
That
on
was
at Epcot.
literally most of what's going on at Epcot right now. Yes.
Yeah. Was there, I guess there is an audience of people that really like Soarin' over California better.
There is, yes.
But I'm kind of surprised they don't. Okay, to me, Soarin' would be perfect for this. Like, I'm surprised they don't do this more often. Like, do throwback ones to like other previous versions of Soarin', or just do like a limited run of some certain show on Soarin', like, or just rotate it. I feel like it wouldn't that be that big of a deal to do that?
What do you mean?
Like on a regular basis. Like you got soaring over California right now. Then regular's what? Soaring around the world.
Uh-huh.
But you could do like soaring around Florida.
Oh, you mean keep doing other...
Yeah, like they could just change this up. Like I've always felt like this ride would be so simple to... I mean, I say simple, but like get it made where you could rotate things in to like, you know, create like a fresh demand for this ride. Like especially in Epcot where like sometimes there's not a lot of demand outside of a handful of rides.
I mean, that would be great. I would love to see more of the world.
You know, like soaring around space. Just don't ask how it works, but
well,
or just take the thing from
thing.
Mission Space and they just like bring it over and they just go, oh, same thing.
Same thing.
Because it is the same thing.
This is a great idea. Your idea is great.
I'm just saying.
No, I think they should update the video every once in a while and then do some throwback days like they're doing now.
Yeah, but they should never get rid of Patrick. I feel always get his last name.
Warburton.
Yes, they should never get rid of him.
Okay.
He's a national treasure. Not Nicolas Cage level, but he's a national treasure in that preview video.
Okay. Yes,
Anyways.
he is.
All right. Well, I think that's
nice
it.
work, pal.
Nice work, pal. He's actually a really funny guy. I've heard him outside of it.
Funny.
He's funny. But anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that it for Epcot that you've got there on the
Pretty
100?
much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Hopefully, we'll get to visit Epcot again.
Hey,
It's been a while.
We will go eventually to Food and Wine. Somebody asked us on the live stream last night, have we been to Food and Wine? And we're like, oh, we haven't yet.
No.
And the reason being, I was just going to say real quickly. So we were in Missouri when it started. Or like we had just gotten back from Missouri when it started.
No, we were going to leave to go to Missouri. Like it was like the 31st or 30th of July. And it started on the 27th. And we're like, oh, we're going to be gone for like 10 days. I can't do like a day trip and it's just too much. So we didn't end up going right when it started.
Right. And I feel like this year, I don't know. I feel like this year, like there was, you know, when it first started, people were asking about it. In years past, people typically, you know, they ask us, what's our favorite dish? What's something we should try? And there really hasn't been a lot of, at least from my perception, maybe there has been, from what I can tell, like a lot of demand for food and wine stuff. And, you know, we have small kids and Epcot sometimes isn't the best for small kids. So we just haven't done it yet, but we will. I say question mark. We will eventually. We just haven't done it yet.
We will, yeah. We haven't been to. Well, I haven't been to Epcot since April.
I was in
crazy.
Epcot in June, but I was there very briefly.
Yeah.
So I stepped foot in Epcot.
But like this is the longest I've going to Epcot in a long, long time. So
since we moved
it's been
to Florida.
crazy. Well, yeah, but it's just weird because I mean, it's not like we haven't been to Disney. We've just been focusing on other things besides Epcot, I guess. So I don't know. It's crazy.
It's true.
Anyway.
All right. Well, that's been your Epcot segment for
Epcot
today.
update.
There we go.
There it is.
All right. Next bit of news we have is that Disney is offering a new water park only pass.
Yes, the cost is $79 per adult and $73 for children. It is valid from now until May 24th, 2024, and there are no blockout dates, and it can be used at either park, whichever one is open, because right now Typhoon Lagoon is open and Blizzard Beach is closed, but that will probably switch here soon.
Right. I mean, it's not a bad deal.
$80.
If you wanted to go. I mean, how much is a single day ticket now?
It's around that.
Yeah.
I can't tell you for sure. I know the APs is cheaper than that for a day.
Right. So if you're planning on going more than once, I would say it'd be worth it.
Right. The time to go is like right now until November. I mean, you can go any time of the year, but like for me personally, it's too cold for me. In like December and January and February, I won't do it.
I feel like it's one of those things locals would get more benefit out of because if it's a nice day, like I mean, there are still really warm days that do happen in, you know, November, December. So if you woke up and it was supposed to be like 87, you'd be like, oh, let's go to the water park. But yeah, I think your real use out of that would be, you got a few more weeks where it would like at least on a daily consistent basis would be, you know, warm enough to be good.
At least for me, at least for us.
I mean, if you're from Wisconsin,
you may be like,
you may be just fine.
Do it, yes.
Those people are
just Wisconsin.
Those people are different.
Just that state.
Well, up north.
Yeah.
The northern folk there.
Yeah. But anyway, that's an option. So
yeah, there you go. you're going to check it out,
So buy it now and you'll have more time to use it because it expires on May 24th, no matter when you buy it.
thank you for explaining how dates work.
I'm just saying there's no like, it's
I
not
know.
good for a
I know
year.
what you're saying.
You know what, Jared?
I was
You know what? I'm just trying to help out.
You are. That's
trying
why I
to
said
help.
I appreciate it because I was confused.
No, you weren't.
That was for me. You said it for me.
Whatever.
I love you.
Whatever.
All right. And then the last story we have is that there are even more discounts that have been released for hotel rooms in early 2024 by Disney.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think, last week, maybe the week before, but they had released discounts for annual pass holders and Disney Visa card holders. And now there are discounts for just anybody and also Florida residents. So now you can basically save anywhere between 20 and 35% off on your hotel room, depending on, when you book and what day it is, because it's select dates. I think the stipulations is like you have to book by December 15th and you get like a higher percentage off. And then you can still book after December 15th, but it's just a lower percentage discount.
Right.
So, yeah, they're really wanting you to book before the end of the year.
They are.
Really
I like how
want you to do
Disney
that.
does that now. They run a deal and they're like, it's only for these people. And you're like, give it
Right.
2 weeks. Okay, everybody.
But
go.
like, let me tell you, the discounts, I mean, like the rates that we're seeing for hotel rooms is shockingly low compared to like, a couple years, even like this year, 2 years ago.
Oh, I agree.
I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean, when you look at value resorts and you see $92 for like an all-star.
I mean,
I'm like,
when we started
okay.
seeing under 100 for the All-Stars, I mean, that it hasn't been that low for a long time.
I
mean, when they first opened, they were, but then obviously they've been creeping that price up many times, almost up to the $200 a night mark
Right.
at certain times. So,
I mean, I found one of the Port Orleans, I think it was Riverside. Maybe it was French Quarter. Riverside was like $160.
yeah,
I'm like, what?
yeah.
What? So yeah, the time to go if you want to get those discounts is early 2024, and to do that you should go to travelwithzip.com.
You should. Yes.
Just gonna.
They will help you plan that trip. And
Zip Travel's the place to go. They'll help you with all your travel needs for free.
indeed, they will. They won't pay for your trip, but they'll help you for
Would it be
free.
funny if someone called me, "We're gonna pay for your trip"? That's not. How it works.
They said it was free.
Like no, their services are free.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
You must pay.
But
for
yeah,
your trip.
so we'll see. I mean, yeah, you're right though about the pricing. I haven't seen that low in a long time. Which obviously, I mean, travel is down, bookings are down, so I think that's very evident now.
Yeah.
That is there. So, but yeah. All right. Well, that's all the news that we have. But Jamie does have a poll time.
Poll time. All right. Well, this week I asked in the Facebook group and on Instagram, what is the best Disney Vacation Club Resort hotel? I have been asking about values, moderates, deluxe, and now we're on to DVC finally. So it's our last of this edition. So let's look at the results. Shockingly, not at all. Riviera Resort got 31%.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom Villas, I put Jumbo and Kadani together, got 26%. Polynesian got 15%. Let's see. Beach Club and Copper Creek each got 7%. The rest got 2, 3, 4%. And poor Boulder Ridge, they got 0.
Poor Boulder Ridge.
Poor Boulder Ridge. So yeah, Riviera was the clear winner with Animal Kingdom Lodge close behind, or Animal Kingdom Villas. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with Riviera being the top.
I know.
I would agree with that.
Like, I think if I'm going to classify them, I'm going to say Polynesian is my favorite deluxe. Riviera is my favorite DVC.
Yeah, I
I'll
would
say it like that.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about how much we love Riviera.
I mean, Riviera is so different because it's so much smaller. I mean, we talk about Polynesian, it's so much more vast and bigger and got more stuff. Whereas Riviera, it's just a different experience. But I do love it.
Well, and like the food is wonderful there. Like the food is so good. The atmosphere is awesome. The music, the Skyliner access, you know, the fact that it's in like a tower. That's fair. That's like newer because the rest of the DVCs are like in separate like buildings. I think Copper Creek's in the off the lobby. I don't know. It's just different the way they're doing DVC now. So like the new Polynesian Tower is like that too.
Yeah, I'll be curious about that when that one's done. Because that one, you know, that one, you know, it's just it's not going to match the aesthetics of Polynesian. That's my issue with it. It's going to look like this.
Look different.
Well, it's almost going to be like the way over Coronado, and you've got the Gran Destino Tower. Like I'm not saying the Gran Destino Tower isn't nice. It doesn't match the Coronado aesthetic. Like you just have this now going on now where you have these hotels with a certain vibe and feel, and then they're like, here's this tower.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, especially Polynesian. Like it's
right.
But
we'll see when the Polynesian Tower is done. I may put that at the top of my.
I mean, I'm sure
list.
it's going to be nice, and it's at Polynesian. I'm not saying that won't be the case. I just, in terms of the look and feel, and you know, I'm still bummed that it took out the luau show and some of the green.
To do that, did you?
I never did. And some of the green stuff over there. So
yeah,
I don't know. And I know a lot of people don't like the fact because that was actually a nice fireworks spot that people would watch it from, and now there's going to be a hotel there. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons too for Animal Kingdom Lodge. I feel like that resort is probably the best staycation resort just because it still has good food. It's got great pools. And then, I mean, the animals alone, that's like entertainment in its own.
I mean, you never know when a lion's going to get loose in there.
I tell you. Well, let's not put that out into the universe, sir.
It's nature. I don't know.
It's nature.
It's just nature.
But yeah, so thank you, everybody, for participating in the poll this week. I will have a new poll next week.
Indeed. And if you want to be part of the next poll time, you can do that in 2 ways.
Here we go.
Those ways. Or you can go to the Capture the Magic Facebook community. You can join there. Jamie posts the poll time in there, and she also posts them over on Instagram at Cap the Magic in the stories. So you can check them out there as well.
That's true.
Yeah. Anywhere else, they're not posted. So
if you see a poll by me in a different platform,
fake.
It's not real. Somebody, it's a scammer.
As Dwight would say, identity theft is a crime.
Not a joke, Jim.
It's not a joke. By the way, I just have to say,
what's up?
It's not really anything to do with Disney.
Great.
Did you hear that they're going to supposedly reboot The Office?
I can't even deal with that.
I
don't even know what that means, and I can't.
Read that.
I can't.
And I know this is on my soundboard right now. And I just can't help.
All right, who did this? I'm not mad. I just want to know who did it so I can punish them.
The problem is I am mad.
I am mad too.
I'm very mad. That is, if they actually do that, it is going to be an absolute train wreck. I'm just going to say right now.
It's like
there's no need. It's perfect. Leave it alone. It already went on 2 seasons too long. The correct timeline of The Office is seasons 1 through 7. That is it. Seasons 8 and 9. I think Dwight dreamt it. It's the only thing I can think of. The ending was great. So if you take the very finale, place that at the end of 7, perfect way to watch The Office.
Okay.
But anyways, I
know. I don't know how to feel about this news. Actually,
I know how to feel about. I know how to feel about it.
You're right. I do too. I don't like it.
I'm gonna boo it.
I don't like it. I don't like people messing with an original classic. Like don't touch Back to the Future. Don't do it.
They won't as long as Robert Zemeckis is around.
I know. We've had this conversation. I know.
They will eventually, though.
I'm just saying.
The day that they announce, guys, I just want to let you know, the day that they announce a Back to the Future remake, I fear. Because Jamie will become, you guys think I rant sometimes.
Oh, listen, I'm going to hop in the car. I'm going to be like that lady that had to like drove. What did she drove like cross country and she had to put on a diaper. Remember that?
Let's not do that. That sounds crazy. Let's not go that route.
Just kidding. I'm not going to do anything, but I will be upset.
How about you just voice your frustrations into a microphone?
That's a great idea.
I think you'll actually, as much as you may be tempted to drive and yell at people, you'll actually reach more people with this method.
Thank you, Jared.
You also won't end up a butt of jokes.
Thanks, Jared. You kept me from embarrassing myself.
I did.
Thank
That's
you.
part of my job as your husband.
Nothing's not even happened yet, and you've already helped me. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. The day I fear, I'm like, oh no, they've gone too far. But anyways, all right, that was completely off topic, but I just had to say that because
That's okay.
that news angered me and enraged me.
Okay. Well, enraged and angered Jared. Let's move away
I
from
woke up
that.
and read that, and I was just like,
No, God!
Right.
No, God,
yeah,
please, no!
that's how I felt.
No!
Okay.
But anyway,
No.
all right.
All right.
All right, well, let's talk about rope dropping Magic Kingdom. So we talked a couple weeks ago about rope dropping when my daughter and I went, or our daughter, excuse me, and I went on a couple weeks ago to Halloween Horror Nights to Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios.
And so now we're going to talk about Magic Kingdom. So you rope dropped it with the kids.
Yes.
As I was over at Universal doing Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes. He had literally gone to bed at what, like 2?
You know, it wouldn't have been that bad. My friends I went with tired out, so I was in bed by like 12:30. So it wasn't that bad.
Okay. All right.
I know you got to bed at like 3 when you did it.
It was really late. Really late.
So mine wasn't that late.
Yeah, so yeah, this was a Friday that we did this, and this happened to be a party day, which means that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party was happening this evening. So the park was opened earlier and it closed at 6. So it actually opened at 8 and closed at 6. But that means that early entry started at 7:30, which is very, very early. That's pretty early, isn't it?
It's early for us.
It
yeah.
is. It is.
And that is something I will say, if you're in the same situation, a lot of times on party days, Magic Kingdom, a lot of people don't go because it closes early.
This was the main reason I wanted to do it on this day. I just wanted to show how much you can get done.
Yeah.
On these party days and very early entry days. So I woke up about 5:15 to get ready, and I know that's so early, and I didn't really sleep that well the night before, so I was kind of already up around like 5. But like doing my hair and makeup and getting dressed like in the dark and trying to pack everything up because we were going to go, and then Jared was going to come in, get the stuff to like put in the car. That way I didn't have to like worry about like checking into like Bell Services and stuff, and that would have taken more time. So
well, I did do that. You said I did do that. Yeah.
I said instead of going to Bell
Right.
Services.
I'm just saying I did end up doing that.
Yes, he did. So I got the kids up at 6, got them dressed. They were troopers, like serious troopers about it, because I think they were excited to go ride some rides, like have like a Magic Kingdom morning, which we rarely do. We're more get there in the afternoon and stay later kind of people.
Yeah, it's for the most part.
That's kind of how we roll. So got them up at 6. We were out of the room by about 6:27. And we were in the hoops section we were staying at All-Star Sports. We were in the hoops section, which is, it's not preferred, but it's not like, it's standard room, but it's not that far away.
No,
from
it's
the lobby.
built. It was building 3, so it's not
Okay.
far from the lobby.
Yeah. So by the time we got to the bus stop, it was about 6:34, and the first bus had not arrived yet. We were actually the first people in line, which I thought was funny. And just so you know, on regular days where the park opens at like 9 and early entry is at 8:30, they will start running the buses at 7:30. They run an hour before early entry starts.
Mm-hmm.
If early entry starts before 8 a.m., the buses do not start running until 45 minutes before. So we technically didn't have to be there till like 6:45, but I got there earlier because I didn't want to miss that first bus. Because if you miss that first bus, it takes like another 20 minutes for another bus to come.
Right.
So you just have to be there before it's anticipated to be there, basically. So the first bus arrived right at 6:45, which was great. Again, it is dark. It is dark outside at this time.
Yeah.
Which feels weird. So we got to Magic Kingdom about 7:08. Got through security, got into the park about 7:12. Oh, and by the way, I didn't beep this time.
Oh, that's a first.
I got through security, didn't beep. My bag always goes off for like no reason. But anyway, didn't get beeped at security, got through 7:12. We got into the park, and we immediately walked up into the rope drop area, which is by Cosmic Rays in Cheshire Cafe. And it's basically roped off right in front of Mad Tea Party.
Mm-hmm. Over in Tomorrowland.
And that's where they hold everybody there. They hold another section of people over on Tomorrowland walkway, right by like Monsters Inc. over there.
Yeah.
That's another rope drop area. So that's where you would go if you did Space Mountain or Buzz Lightyear, any of those rides first. But if you want to go to Fantasyland, you got to go to the one by Cosmic Rays.
Okay.
That's kind of how it works. And just FYI, Fantasyland and Tomorrowland are the only lands that are opened for rope drop or for early entry at Magic Kingdom. So Adventureland, Frontierland, Liberty Square, all of those are closed until official park opening. So just FYI. So we got there about 7:21 by the time we walked over there and got in line. And there was a big group already there, but it wasn't terrible. Like we were probably right next to where the bathrooms are, right next to Cheshire Cafe. So really, I don't know. There was probably, 100 people in front of us, maybe as a group, maybe. So at 7:27, they dropped the rope, which is kind of early, and we started walking to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That was the whole point in getting there this early. We wanted to be able to ride this because our daughter asks us all the time, can we do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train? I'm like, well, do you want to wait an hour and a half? Or do you want to pay $15 or $10, whatever it is? She's like, no to both of those. So we're like, well, we can rope drop at one time and we can ride it again. And so this is what we did. But as we turned the corner by Mad Tea Party to go, a cast member was yelling, Mine Train is delayed. It has a delayed opening. We do not know when it will be open. Basically.
Lovely things you hear.
Yes. So immediately I was like, that's too bad. So we changed our plans. Instead of doing Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and went right to Peter Pan. Now, it's Jared's favorite ride, Peter Pan.
It's not as much the ride as is the character.
Yeah, I know.
If you're new to the show, Peter Pan's a villain. That's all I'm saying. There's much lore behind this, but he's not a good guy. But go on.
Okay. So Peter Pan, we got in line about 7:32. I had to park the stroller, because I have the stroller with me. And I parked it right in front of the carousel, and I left it there for about an hour and a half. I didn't touch it.
You said carousel funny.
What did I say?
You said carousel.
Carousel.
I don't know why.
I did.
Kind of. I think.
Carousel.
Remind me of the California. Ooh, what are you doing?
I parked it for the carousel.
Yeah. There you
Okay,
go.
I got it. I'm sorry.
I just picked up the way you said it. I was like, what?
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
Anyway, I parked it there it was like an hour and a half. I didn't touch it because we were just staying in Fantasyland, just so you know.
Right.
We got on Peter Pan about 7:42. So we were only in line for 10 minutes.
Which for that ride's good.
It's great for that ride.
Yeah.
And we got to go through and see the shadows and the twinkling of Tinkerbell and all that stuff in the rooms and the kids like that. So when we got off of Peter Pan, I could see people walking fast and some people running toward the other side of Fantasyland. And I was like, Mine Train must be open.
Good chance of that.
Good chance. So we hustled over there and I'm making the kids kind of jog, and they thought it was funny. Our son was just like, "Oh, we get to run!"
Right.
He just loved it. Whatever. So we got in line about 7:49, and it was posted wait at 45 minutes. I knew going in it was not 45 minutes. First of all, there's no lightning lane yet.
Right.
And where we were in line, we were still outside in the queue when it stopped when I started my timer. And I was like, there's no way this is 45 minutes. Spoiler alert, it was 15 minutes. That was it.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I can deal with 15 minutes. And so it was about 8:09 when we got off. And by the way, our kids loved it. Our son just grabbed on me the whole time because he was kind of nervous.
He had never ridden it before, right?
I don't remember.
I don't think
was that
he
his
has.
first time?
Pretty sure it was. I don't think he's ridden it before.
Oh man, I thought he had done it before. Well, he was fine. He just grabbed onto me.
He kind of does that on rides. He just sort of, as long as somebody's holding on to him, he's good.
Yeah. And our daughter, she got to ride. Well, she rode by herself because she's 7 now and she can do that. It was a big deal.
It's a big deal when when she was there with her cousin. They were both 7, and it was like, we're riding this by ourselves because we're 7. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I told her at first she didn't want to do it by herself because she had ridden again with her cousin before, but not by herself. And I said, if you want to do this, I have to ride with your brother and you can ride by yourself, but that's the only way we can do this. Mm-hmm. She's like, okay, I'll be brave. Like, okay, I'm right behind you. It's fine.
And then she was probably perfectly fine.
And then she was great.
Yeah.
It was fine. So like I said, we got off the ride about 8:09. The park was fully open by the time we got out. And from here on out, it's kind of whatever the kids wanted to do. Like, I knew it was going to be a lot of Fantasyland because they're 7 and 4. You kind of stick.
That part of the park is kind
Fantasyland.
of specifically built for them.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I have no intention of going pretty much anywhere else, and that was fine. So we decided to do Winnie the Pooh. It was posted 15 minutes. It was a walk-on. We did the carousel. They had no wait. It literally was just like ride now, basically. I was like, cool.
Gosh, I still have PTSD from when it reopened under COVID, where that thing was like at least a 45-minute wait every single time.
Oh, and our daughter had to do it. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was no wait for that. We did It's a Small World, posted 5 minutes. We walked onto that. And by this time, let's see. Yeah, by this time it was almost 9 o'clock. So in an hour and a half, we had done, I guess, five attractions.
One of which being Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
One of us was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and with little kids behind me walking when they don't walk fast.
They don't.
They run. They run like I walk. There you go. That's right. Anyway, so we got a lot done in, I feel like, that period of time, because It's a Small World it's a slow go. It takes a while to get through that ride. So
Well, it takes a while to extract information from people. So you gotta,
Is that what they're
you gotta
doing?
allow yourself. Yeah, I'm assuming. Anyways, I'm sorry. Did you do anything else?
yeah, well, I was just going to mention the rest of our morning real quick. So we did the Mirabelle meet and greet, which is the new one where Merida used to meet. And we got in line pretty much right at 9 o'clock, and we waited about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And she had like just gotten out there. So she was about ready to go in when we saw her. So we got in at the right time for the line. And she was great.
Yeah.
She was so happy, and just like Mirabelle in the movie. It was great.
Kids enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. She spent a lot of time talking to them too.
Yeah.
It was so cute. And then we stopped for the Witch's Cold Brew at Cheshire Cafe, which I wanted to try, which was pretty good.
You don't like cold brew a lot, though.
It was okay. I mean, like for cold brew, it was good.
Okay.
Had like a pumpkin, like cold foam on the top.
So I
with
probably
sprinkles.
would have really liked it.
You would have really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, you would. And then we did Barnstormer and Dumbo over in Storybook Circus. And then we played in the play place for like half an hour, I swear. And our son didn't want to leave.
He never does.
Never does.
Yeah.
And then the kids wanted to play in the Casey Jr. Splash Station, and they got absolutely soaked. And I had no extra clothes. I was like, great. This is wonderful. And then they're like, her daughter's like, I want to go. I was like, okay.
She did that at Hollywood Studios, too. She just hit the point about 10 or 11 o'clock, and she's
Yeah.
just like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So by that time it was 11 a.m. and I was like, well, Jared's back at the hotel and I know the kids wanted to swim. So I was like, okay, we'll just go back to the hotel. So we ended up being there about 3.5 hours and we did we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of
Magic
stuff
Kingdom's
done.
a big park. So
Yeah.
obviously, if you wanted to do more, you would, be there all
Oh,
day.
absolutely.
But
And we weren't rushing. We just we're very after the first two, after Peter Pan and Mine Train, everything was very just chill. Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go over here. Let's do this. And by 11, like you said, they were really tired and they just wanted to go back to the hotel. And I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not hot that morning. It was, I think when I left, it was 82 degrees, which felt really good. It wasn't too hot. You're still sweaty a little bit, but it wasn't unbearable, which was nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in the middle of the day. It gets pretty warm. But yeah, mornings and evenings right now are really nice.
Yeah.
So
I packed enough snacks. We had enough drinks, water. The kids, no fits. Everybody was happy. It was a really great morning. It was really
that's good.
great.
Well, and it's a good example. And then we've been talking about rope dropping in that while, Genie Plus is a thing and while, wait times can be high, if you do rope drop or if you just stay on property and you do take advantage of the early entry,
Yes.
you can, it really does help you get a lot of stuff done. If
Oh
you're
my gosh,
certain
yes.
rides especially. So it's same with Hollywood Studios, you got to make a choice there. If you want to get in line for Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog, those are the two main ones. But either way, it's like, Magic Kingdom, you get Mine Train done. Most people that are coming into the park at park opening are going to go to Mine Train. That's if you think about rides that just eat up crowds, that's already off your list. So then you can go do other things that have much less wait. Now later in the day, they may get more of a wait, like say like Big Thunder Mountain. Later in the day, Big Thunder Mountain may be a 45, 60-minute wait, possibly. First thing in the morning, most people don't run over there. You can probably walk onto it.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say. So this is what I did with our children. So obviously this is going to look different for you if you want to do more of the bigger roller coasters and more thrill ride stuff. Like that's going to look different for you. If it was like me and you, I would probably do Mine Train and Peter Pan, like kind of like we did, or maybe like if I rode Space Mountain, I'd do Space Mountain maybe. But then as soon as that's over, I would just dash over and do like Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Big Thunder and like Pirates and get those done.
And you can get those done pretty quick.
Really quickly. Yeah. That would be my strategy.
Yeah. Well, that's what we talk about, which we'll talk about some tips here.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm kind of already talking about them.
We are. But like when it comes to like rope dropping, there's no one way to do it. A lot of it depends on, and what people ask a lot, like rope dropping strategies, a lot of it just depends on what you want to get done. Like what are you, and I always tell people just have a priority list. Like what's your top priority? If your top priority is like Mad Tea Party, okay, don't rope drop Mad Tea Party because it's not going to have the longer wait anyway. So if like one of your rides is like say a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, do that one first, just simply because if you don't do that one first, you're going to wait 60 to 90 minutes for it later on in the morning.
I will say with this day though, with these party days,
probably not as busy.
Getting up to an hour wait is it hasn't been happening lately.
Right, yeah.
So you may get lucky on these kind of days and not have to wait as long.
Well, I'd say the way you did on a party day, early entry is like the best case scenario.
Oh my gosh. That's exactly why I did it too.
Yeah.
I was like, I want the best case scenario here. And
the same strategy applies even going into Christmas with the Christmas party.
Right.
Same strategy there too.
I think so. It's a little bit busier around Christmas.
It
like
is.
Bigger crowds and stuff. So I think your wait times are going to be higher quicker.
But
than
if you're
going
to be there, you could take advantage of it and still get, wait less.
Bring a jacket because it's cold in the mornings in December.
It can be. It can be. Yeah.
So I was going to say, if it was just you and me, like if we were doing early entry and it was you and me, I would probably, again, I would do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan and do all the big attractions. I would try to get as much done as I could until like 11 o'clock, kind of like I did with the kids. But then I would probably like go eat lunch.
Yeah.
Like take a break and have lunch, like basically ride for a long time and then go eat lunch and then leave.
Well, the busiest times are going to be, starting at noon. Midday is the busiest times for anything. So you could, take your break and then head back later before the party. I mean,
but if there's no party.
Right. Well, even if there was, you could still head back, get some stuff done before you leave, and people start coming in for the party.
Now, I would say to get to if you're doing early entry, and you could do this, I guess, with regular rope drop too, is get to the park 30 minutes before the rope drops.
If you can, yeah.
I
would say a lot of people ask what is rope dropping. I would say that's probably a good definition of it is like 20 to 30 minutes before the rope actually, technically drops or whatever.
Right. Unless I was staying at like a monorail resort or took a minivan. Maybe I could have, I don't know if I could drive in. I may have gotten there earlier, but
maybe
it would have been really hard for me to get there any earlier than I did.
Yeah. Well, you got there. You were the first bus that came by.
Exactly. So, and I know All Stars are like the farthest away from Magic Kingdom.
Right.
So I guess if I was staying at I know Coronado's real close. So if I was staying at Coronado, I may have gotten there
a few minutes
quicker by a few minutes. So it just depends. But if you can get there 30 minutes before they drop that rope, and then you'll be at the front of the section of the rope dropping section if you stand there and wait.
Yes. Any other tips you got?
Yes. I was going to say, have a plan like I did with our kids. With Magic Kingdom, it has the most attractions of any of the parks. So you kind of need to decide what you want to do first. Again, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland are the only ones that are open, but have a backup plan. Like Mine Train was closed Make sure that's not like if that's the one you want to do, awesome. But make sure you have a backup plan because stuff like that happens all the time.
Well, it's like when we were at Hollywood Studios, Mickey and Minnie's was down. So, you always got to think in the back of your head, having a backup plan.
Rise of the Resistance. All the time.
Even
it's not open.
The morning we were there, Slinky Dog went down shortly after we wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
So it does happen. And you just, it's not fun, but, maybe just think in the back of your head, if this is down, that's why I used to tell people, if you're on your phone, you have your notes, like have a priority list. So if one's down, you just go, okay, let's go do this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Another tip is, and I don't know, some people don't feel this way, and that's okay. But for me, it's less walking, it's less zigzagging. So I like that. But I try to stick to the same area of where I am. So like if I want to do things in that area, I'll try to do them before I leave it and not have to go back and forth. Like a lot of Genie Plus, people that use Genie Plus a lot, and they want to just do as much as they can. It's almost like a game. They're doing a lot of zigzagging. A lot of walking.
Well,
I personally, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy zigzagging. So, like for me, I wouldn't choose to do that.
It's a personal preference
Yeah.
for sure, especially with kids though. That gets hard to do. Yeah.
My kids would hate it. But this worked out really well for us, and I think it could be more enjoyable, less stressful experience if maybe you approach it that way. But again, it's personal preference.
Yeah,
What
for
you
sure.
want to do. Now for Magic Kingdom, I don't remember. Does Be Our Guest do breakfast again?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's been so long since we've even tried to eat there.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think they do. I don't think they do breakfast yet, but they used to. And it was a hack that you could make a very early breakfast reservation and be one of the first people in line for Mine Train because it was
Right.
like right across the way.
I don't think they do that anymore though.
I don't think they do it. If they ever do that again, that is another way to get there. Cinderella's Royal Table, they do breakfast. So you
Yeah.
can do that with Cinderella's Royal Table.
True.
So, yeah, Crystal Palace does breakfast as well. So there are options if you want to make an early morning breakfast reservation and be one of the first people in the park and have access to it like that. That's good. But again, with early entry being a thing, it's not as much of a factor anymore like it was.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So I don't think I have any other tips. I just kind of wanted to share my experience.
No, I think it's a good thing. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I can think of. A lot of stuff I said when the Halloween, again, my brain here, the Hollywood Studios rope dropping episode, you can always listen to that one. A lot of those tips would apply here as well, just in terms of, again, the biggest tip you can have is just have a plan.
Right.
Because, the last thing, whether it's a Halloween party or it's rope dropping or it's going into a park, it's just you walk into the gates and then you turn and go, what do you guys want to do? Because then you're that's valuable time that you're trying to figure out what to do. And when you're talking about rope dropping, 10 minutes, it's like, remember Interstellar where it was like you spend an hour on that planet and it was like 19 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Like time,
Oh, yeah.
Time sped up. It's like rope dropping, like 10 minutes is like an hour. It means a lot more because that's amount of time as other people are getting in line for things or you could do something. So having a plan and just not, I guess, hesitating much right when you get into the park is probably the best tip I could give. It's just, make use of that extra time that you have.
Yeah.
And then waffle around noon, then you can argue about what to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is for when we do future episodes about Animal Kingdom and Epcot, because we'll get to those sometime soon about rope dropping those.
I love rope dropping zoos.
Stop.
It's a zoo.
Okay.
It's technically
whatever.
a zoo.
No.
I'm sorry. That was a mean. I'm sorry.
That's not the point.
I strayed off
Jared.
target. I'm sorry.
Thank you. So we'll talk about Epcot and Animal Kingdom rope dropping in future episodes. But another thing to keep in mind, again, connected with this one, when this is a party day, for example, the crowds are lower. It does mean the crowds can be higher at the other three.
Yes, it does.
So keep that in mind. If there's a party that day, be like, oh, I'm not going to go there because I want to stay and watch fireworks. Be like, oh, but the rest of them will be busier.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is it? Yeah.
that's not a rope dropping suggestion or a tip per se, but it is just something to keep in mind.
It's a general park flow tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose, so. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you got?
I don't think so. I just had a great day with our children. It was wonderful, and I would like to duplicate that sometime soon. Maybe not get up at 5:15, but you know what I mean.
Well,
have fun like that.
One day we can rope drop as an entire family together.
That would be great.
One day.
We'll
do that.
You're a lot harder to get up in the morning. I'm not gonna lie. You're really hard to get up in the morning. So this is why I did this without you, because I was like, it's much easier to get going because Jared's a night owl, aren't you?
Sleeping Jared
prioritizes.
Oh, Jamie's had an ongoing battle with Sleeping Jared.
I do not like that guy. Listen, he's selfish.
He has one job.
He only wants, yes.
Yeah, he has one job. His one job is to get me sleep, and that's all he cares about. But
I don't like that guy. I don't like him.
Well, he's a part of me. I don't know what to say. Anyways, all right. Well, I think that will do it for the show. And like Jamie said, when we rope drop the other ones, we will have even more rope drop tips.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just going to call this rope dropping tips. There's really no fancy segment name.
Dropping the rope. Lee style.
I'm gonna get a voiceover guy like dropping the rope, but that doesn't sound next. That wouldn't be good. Don't do that. I'm not gonna do that. Note to self: don't do that. Okay.
Dropping the rope. Ballad of the Lees.
Ballad of the Lees. Oh.
I don't know.
Anyways, that'll do it for the show. So be sure check us out on YouTube. Like I said, on the main channel over there at Cap the Magic, we have vlogs. So there'll be a new vlog coming up. We do a lot of resort tours over there as well in vlog format. So we will have we have the Hollywood Studios rope dropping one. We will have the All-Star resort stay, which we will talk about next week as well.
Mm-hmm. We do have the rope dropping one.
Yeah, that's what's at Hollywood Studios with that one for sure.
No, of Magic Kingdom.
That one is going to be there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just not there yet. Is what I'm saying.
I got you.
And there is Epic Universe construction update right now over there. We're doing those as well. So you can check that there. And if you want to watch video versions of the podcast, you can go over to CTM Podcast over on YouTube and check them out there. And if you want even more content, we have the CTM Universal Show where we talk about Universal Studios. In the last episode, I talked about my experience going for the first time at Halloween Horror Nights. So Jamie talked about the one before, really did a full breakdown, more of a house by house Halloween Horror Nights, really more in depth. I had never been before. Jamie's been many times. So I kind of just talked about, my firsthand experience, what I thought about it. So if you're looking to go to Halloween Horror Nights, there's a couple episodes there you can watch and or listen to. Jamie also has Trip Tales with her Trip Report show. And when's the next one there coming out?
The 2nd, October 2nd.
Okay.
Is that Monday? That's Monday.
Maybe.
Is it?
I don't have a calendar up, so I don't know.
Yeah, I did some of them kind of close together. So yeah, we're getting 2 in October actually. So
no, okay. I was gonna say I'm not a calendarologist. I don't know if that's a thing, but
there is a word for a person that studies calendars. I don't know what the word is.
I'm gonna call it calendarologist, and
okay.
It's not. That's not me. Anyways,
all right,
it's not a thing. Yeah, and of course, you want even more content. Club 32, ctmvip.com is where you go to check that out. And that'll be it. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
we will see you in the parks.
Bye.